Okay, this is Coffee County, Tennessee's Capital Outlay Committee meeting. Today's date is September 7, 2023. I'm calling this meeting to order. And we have 3 members, is that correct? We have 2 absent members. I need a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Tina, seconded by Commissioner Jimmy to approve the agenda. All those in favor by aye? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, on the agenda, number 4 on our standard agenda is public comment. I know we have 2 individuals here that are going to address us. You are already on the agenda, so now would not be the time for you to comment. But does anybody else need to make a comment in the public regarding agenda items? Okay, moving forward, has everybody checked the minutes from our previous meeting? Need a motion to approve the minutes.
Make a motion. Approve. Yes.
I don't think I can second them because I wasn't here.
I will second. Okay, Commissioner Jimmy Hollingsworth made the motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting. Chairman Dennis Hunt seconded. Those in favor by aye? Aye. Minutes have been approved. Okay, so that brings us to updates for any ongoing projects. If you would, Mayor, do you have anything you want to report on?
No, sir, I don't. I'm good on.
Okay. I don't guess we have any ongoing projects. I would like to say the sidewalk modifications out front. People are really using that sidewalk. I think it's a great addition to both of our main entrances
A lot
here
of
at
positive
CCAP.
comments, people coming in.
Yeah, it's been a good thing.
I like to say that the awning at the senior citizens buildings had a lot of positive comments on that too, so.
Good.
There's one thing
Thank
before it
you, Rick.
slips my mind, Mr. Chairman, that we run into about 3 times in the first year I've been here is the need for a wheelchair. I mean, just in the lobby, because we get a lot of people coming in and they just can't get around to the back of the building or something. I don't know if that's this is the proper committee for it or not, maybe just budget or something, but just having a simple fold-out wheelchair would probably be beneficial to have in the lobby.
That's a great idea. I would assume either purchasing or just, you
Just
actually
straight-
have a discretionary budget.
we
I
can-
think you can take care of it all by yourself.
Okay, just want to bring it up,
I
so
really do.
I'll get into it. All right.
The item number 7, then, if nobody's got anything, the Honorable Bobby Carter and Mr. Eric Birch, they want to present, I may have stated this wrong, a committee to improve the old courthouse lawn. So if you would come up and sit at the head of the table, whoever wants to take the lead on this and sort of throw out our ideas, I
We'll
want,
let Eric take the lead on it.
Okay.
I'll be the
Okay.
backstop. We've done
need to
this
sit here and speak where the microphone can pick you up. Both of you just chime in anytime, Judge Carter, when you want to.
Well, thank you, Chairman Hunt. I am kind of a landscaping and lawn kind of, it's one of my things that I enjoy, having a nice lawn, nice landscaping, and try to take pride in my house and my office. And I walk around the courthouse square, I don't know, nearly every day. And, it always kind of occurred to me that this courthouse lawn, it's a historic place. It's been around for 160 years or whatever it is. And we've obviously got the memorials honoring fallen veterans from the World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam. I think we had one from Afghanistan out there. And honestly, the lawn and landscaping there is a mismatch of, there's no rhyme or reason to it. I've got, whenever you said we'd probably need to have formal bids, I reached out to a couple of professionals who have worked on my lawn, worked on my house, done the landscaping for each, and I think my lawn, it's never perfect, but it's a vast improvement from what it was before I owned it at each place. And I think it looks pretty darn good. So I got to thinking as I was running for judge and against Mr. Carter, and obviously that didn't go well for me, and it turned out the way it was supposed to, I believe, for both of us. And we've had this discussion before, obviously, but one of my campaign, I wouldn't say it was a platform, but something in one of the articles, I thought if I became judge, that would have been my courthouse. It's now, it doesn't belong to Bobby, but that's where he holds court. Well, maybe I should say Judge Carter on the record, but I just know him as Bobby. One of answering a question in the newspaper, I thought, well, it would be one of my goals to turn that courthouse into what it should be, as far as the lawn and landscaping, and make it look really nice. Because when I started practicing law in Manchester in 1998, the square was basically a couple lawyers' offices. You had People's Bank and Tolliver's Pawn Shop, and then it just kind of run down, kind of dead. It's not anymore. There's something going on at that square virtually at least every week, and sometimes multiple times a week.
There was a time as the courthouse was the best looking building on the square, and now
It's
we
not.
have multiple buildings that look great around the square, around the courthouse.
Agreed, yeah.
It's been revitalized, let's say. I mean, we did that, Manchester did that, got that grant and made it a lot nicer, and it made it a lot more attractive, and it has had the intended effect, and there's actually some activity down there, businesses and whatnot. And we have, there's something going on every Saturday, virtually, at least during the spring and summer and fall, on the square. And then you have the Christmas parade and Little League baseball parade and all that sort of thing. And I think, I've done this enough that I would trust these people, and I understand y'all are gonna need formal bids, and I've asked Dwayne Brassfield for a bid, and I just got a text message with some pen, and he said, hey, give me something more formal, and I haven't really even had a chance to decipher exactly what it is, but obviously y'all are gonna need a formal proposal, right?
So if you could get just a little more specific about
Okay.
the actual details of what you think should be different or should be better.
Well-
Is it the actual shrubbery or the surface of the lawn? Get a little more specific.
Okay, I can do that. The way I would go about it, and the way I think Mr. Brassfield and the other guy that would be the landscaping who would come up with the design would be a gentleman by the name of Jesus Betancourt. He's had a lawn and landscaping business in McMinnville for, I don't know, first time I used him was probably 15 years ago. So he's been around for a long time. He does a great job, reasonably priced. The first thing I would do would be to remove all the kind of mismatched, not really good-looking trees that you wanted to. Install an irrigation system, which there's a cost associated with that. I don't know what it would be, but I know what it costs to do my yard, and the area that we would be looking at doing is probably half that size. So I don't think it would be really that expensive to do the irrigation system, and you really need an irrigation system in Tennessee in the months of July, August, or September, because your lawn is gonna die, really. If you're gonna, unless you just plant Bermuda grass and it turns brown and it stays green for about 3 months a year, I don't think that's really what that courthouse needs. But you need an irrigation system, basically kill everything, then have a landscaping plan, execute the landscaping plan, and then have Dwayne Brassfield do what Dwayne Brassfield has done for, I don't know, he's been operating that business for 15 or 20 years, does an absolutely fantastic job. I think you could probably reasonably do it for $50,000 or less, and it would, the whole thing. I don't know that. Don't hold me to that. We're not here to ask for a yes or no on the final proposal. The reason we're on here today, we're not ready for a final proposal because it's only been a couple weeks since Judge Carter and I started talking, and he agreed that that's a good idea. And I said, hey, let's go pitch it together, and kind of a joint force. And
This
frankly,
sounds
this is their busiest time of year that they're blowing and going, and they just haven't had time to put together a plan in the interim, but they will.
Have either of you guys got a question for him right now?
I do, Eric. Like, I know when folks do their lawn, they can take a picture of the existing house or business or whatever, and then they can whoever designs it, they can put it in the picture so you can have an idea of what it would look like. Does he do that, or?
I mean, Dwayne is probably 70 years old or close to 70 years old, and it would surprise me.
It just gives us an
I mean,
idea. It just kind of gives us an idea of what it would look like,
I mean, I could tell you what it'd look like. It's going to look good if we design it. It would be a vast improvement. I'll just say that, and it would make it look a lot more attractive. And I think I just think it would just make it better. And
You got any questions,
You just want
Commissioner Lee?
irrigation system, and the bushes taken out and new bushes put in. That's all you're wanting. Is that what you're getting at?
want a new landscaping plant around the courthouse and maybe around the memorials. I haven't thought all the way through this. I'm not a landscape artist, but I'm telling you that Mr. Betancourt has done this for me. I've always been extremely satisfied.
We did a couple of trees replanted. We've had some weather events.
Yeah.
Courthouse should be really pretty,
Open.
maple trees, but they've got a shelf life, and we've had some weather events that took out the older ones, and the bigger ones probably need
The
something
only
like
big
that.
tree we have left is kind of on the north side.
That's right, that corner, and we had a weather event, I was holding court up there a couple of weeks ago, and if you'd been upstairs looking out the window, you kind of felt like that tree was not long for this world, and anyway, it was bending over pretty hard.
Well,
So
I think
so
I was there.
Some trees might be involved in that.
I think I was involved in that case, and I think we
You were.
decided that that courthouse had been there for 160 years. We were probably safe. But
The courthouse is physically in good shape, and it looks good. There've been some recent improvements to it, and it's got a fairly new paint job on it. Courthouse itself looks good. I've been practicing long enough that I remember when every county you went to court in the main old county courthouse. And I'm one of those people that thinks that people, when they're in court, they need to feel like they're in court. When people go down to federal court in Chattanooga, those big high ceilings, they tend to tell the truth, and they tend to behave better in court. I think that the appearance of the courthouse means a lot. And Eric called me a couple of weeks ago about this, and we got to talking about it, and I agreed to come over and go in with him on this. I think it would be a worthwhile investment for us. We have two facilities that we hold court here. We've got the Justice Center. It is what it is. There's not much we can do with that. But we've got this much older and much more historic and much more visually appealing resource right there. And we can do something for a pretty modest investment.
Yeah, we're not asking for a $20 million justice center, we're asking for, I don't know, $34,000, $50,000 project, that sort of type investment that we think would have some tangible benefits for downtown businesses and things like that, just making it more.
Just a visual appeal for our county
Yeah.
and the people that come, you know, have to go to court, use the court.
So have you done this kind of projects before and dealt with people that does that kind of stuff?
I mean, the only thing that I've dealt with that is, I mean, we have the county as a whole has hired Morgan's Landscaping to do all the county's landscaping. Now, they don't do flower beds and all stuff. Through the years, like they've said, different times, different people have come in and been like, hey, we wanna donate these 15 bushes, and they put them in, and they, you know, they do all the landscaping around it, but
There's
it's
just
kinda
no
been
like, no rhyme or
like he
reason.
said, it's been mismatched, and like the sheriff department, they did the fountain, and then they put like rocks around it, but they, you know, nobody keeps it, they don't keep it up,
Right.
and years go by, and then it, you know, it,
Deteriorates.
I knew that, and as soon as they put that in, I knew, I thought, 5 years from now, this thing will be empty, and it won't work
last few years,
anymore.
we've actually been able to do a really good job with the fountain itself, but the
Yeah.
landscaping around the
Right.
fountain has you know, it's changed multiple times, but.
But I think Eric's right, at a minimum, I think we're talking about an irrigation system, a lawn, and shrubbery, and some trees. a couple of-
Maybe plant a few strategic trees, maybe, I mean, it's not a final plan yet, folks, we're just kind of seeing taking the temperature of the committee, like is this worth pursuing? Is it worth us really doing bids, or would it be heck no, we don't have the money? If that was the case, maybe we'd go a different route and try to raise money from business, but, I mean, at the end of the day, the county owns the land around the courthouse, so, I mean,
You know, it really is a historic asset. And most of these courthouses in our surrounding counties were built in this century. That's one of the few that's a pre-Civil War origin. You know, there's been some
just
additions to it.
I
they
think
burned
we're
down
all
in
pretty proud.
1867, right, the
Right.
old one, the old one.
Right.
We're all pretty proud of our courthouse. I think we've tried to maintain it as
Yes.
much as possible. I heard you say, take out the trees, plural, take out some trees, plural.
Well-
Are you talking about the small bushes, or are you talking
I'm
about
talking about
something with a
actual trees.
36
Like
inch
there's
stump?
there's an old skanky, to me, looking, like it's just not a very pleasant tree right there that, you know, those old pine trees, it's just kind
Oh,
of growing
yeah,
here and there.
yeah.
It's just, that doesn't add anything to the aesthetics,
We're not
in my
talking- He's
opinion.
not talking about the big shade trees.
No,
that
no,
are-
no,
that
not at all.
exist
You
in
keep
there
all
now.
of those.
Okay,
Those are the ones that you want to stand out, and because they are pretty nice, pretty big trees, big shade trees. Those
Well, I
are the ones
heard-
you want to keep.
I heard that, and I just wanted specificity on that,
Yes.
because I was reminded of the Andy Griffith Show when they wanted to cut down a big tree in Mayberry, and we would be up against the same stuff. I
We're
would like
tree
to
lovers.
say, the purpose and responsibilities of the Capital Outlay Committee of Coffee County, the very first paragraph, the Capital Outlay Committee oversees the planning of construction, renovation, remodeling, repair, and maintenance of real estate and buildings titled to Coffee County government. So you guys are at the right place. I just wanted to let you know that. I would suggest, we're modern, we're streaming live video, we have a big TV, we can present digitally. If I was you guys, I'd work on a digital presentation of something that you would, I know this is what I would like to see.
Sure.
I would like to see, just get some photographs of the type and kind of changes that you would like to see, and then we would all view it together and maybe move forward with contractual project of some kind. We would choose somebody that knows what they're doing, but it'd be real easy for you guys to come up with something
Yes.
that you could present. And, but you're at the right place, and I think we're all, Mayor, do you have any questions for them?
Well, I just want to say that my silence is not a negative at all, but I'm an ad hoc member here, but I did ask them to come to this committee. I thought it was the right purview to do that, and I think it's a good idea to look at it. absolutely want to support the will of the committee.
Guys, this isn't really rocket science, what we're talking about doing. It's not really, I'm not even sure it's worth, with all due respect, going to the trouble of putting together a whole presentation. What we're proposing on doing is pretty simple. I mean, we can kinda have some pictures and I'm sure we could figure out how to put the pictures digitally and kinda tell you what our ideas are, but,
I like the idea of the visual.
yeah, I mean, the visual, I get that, but just a whole, it's basically growing green grass and having the big trees remaining and maybe plant a few little like ornamental things like Japanese maples, maybe a few of those, or
Yes,
in
the shrubbery
strategic
is-
places. I mean,
You're talking about a visual presentation, that, I think you'd really,
yeah.
I can't see me supporting something and just tell somebody go do it and then say, I really didn't like that.
I mean,
You know,
and
I think
wanna
I'd
see what
wanna
that
see
shrubbery- yeah.
upfront.
Yeah, I think where Dennis was kinda going, if you like spend $50,000 of taxpayers' money, they want it
get
to
it.
look really good.
I
you know?
get it.
Yeah, and they're
And
gonna see it.
I am
You just don't have-
confident that you guys could just say, here's, if, say it costs, I don't know, $40,000, and you said, here, Eric, go do it. I could make it look good, but I understand where you're coming from.
Well, the process, let me get into a little more technicalities in Coffee
get it.
County government. We do not spend money here. We would approve the project and then it would move to budget and finance where they might cut it in half. We never know. But, I mean, this is a good starting point.
we feel like you guys are receptive.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I do.
Me
I
too.
would like to hear a motion that we let these guys come back with a digital presentation.
Can I add to that, to their thing?
Go ahead.
Okay.
This is Roger Steele. He takes care of a
Well,
lot of
took
things
on
up there.
Thursday, But, to their, accountability too, during the week before Old Timers Day, we decorate the courthouse.
Mhm.
But we have to go borrow this stuff from Home Depot. They let us use all of this stuff. We decorate it.
I wondered where all that stuff
For
came
the,
from.
so we had 5,000 people come that weekend and look at the courthouse and everything. And if they did something like that, that would help us tremendously too, so that's all I want.
Okay.
Roger's my
Thank you,
neighbor, Roger's my neighbor as
I
well, and
see
he
him.
can he can attest to what I've done,
It's
what the
great.
lawn looks like before and what it looks like after.
It looks really great.
It's night and day.
Well,
You couldn't walk through my yard when I bought it.
I'd like to make a motion that y'all go out and find some digital photos and so have a visual look at it.
Well, yeah, we could take some photos and
We can pull
put
it
them
off.
up there.
Have some, have a little plan.
I'm
what
not
you
sure
wanna do.
Bobby and I can do that, but we
Hey,
probably could
Bobby's
find
on my
somebody that could.
But it is, it's a, we've got a gift here, it's a visual and a cultural asset, and if we could do it for a modest, if we could spruce it up for a modest, amount, I think Eric's right, I think it'd be a real good visual payoff. I think it'd help downtown.
And maybe some things too that would be year-round, keep some beauty year-round. I don't
Yes,
know,
yes.
Yeah.
what kind of grass or shrubs or bushes those might be, but
We had a flash freeze, Coffee County had a flash, remember last winter? And,
we've got several, yes, sir.
I know people that have had to pull out thousands of dollars worth of landscaping because of that. Some people's bushes came back, some people didn't, so I mean,
Came back halfway.
the landscaping people will know that, I feel quite sure.
Well, I think, first of all, we need to get a plan from the landscaper, and kind of a pretty good idea of what it's gonna cost, and then,
Then probably
Really
a
need hard
maintenance,
bid.
A monthly or weekly maintenance or whatever.
I mean, I could tell you what that looks like. I mean, you probably only have to, you could do it twice a year as far as have them come out and mulch. You'd probably get by with once a year. If you had some inmates that could go out and pull weeds and things of that nature. And even trustee labor could be used and the cost might be cheaper.
That's how
I
the
don't
fountain
know.
got built, remember?
Coffee
I mean,
County,
All right, I've got a
Coffee County
motion on
beautification
the
might be
ta-
interested in
I got a
it.
motion on the floor, I need a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, got a motion made and seconded. Now, if there's any more discussion from the members, everybody understands the motion that, this team go forward and do a little photoshopping. That ain't too hard. Take a picture of the courthouse and Photoshop in some stuff that you like.
We
Anybody
know,
got
we
any
know
more
enough
questions?
young people that we can probably make that happen.
I'm thinking about how to get hold of my daughter right now.
Right.
There you go. All right, all those in favor of Commissioner Hollingsworth made the motion for these two members of a special team that they formed to go get presentation for us to review. Seconded by Commissioner Reed. All those in favor by aye? Aye. Okay.
Chairman
Thanks,
Hunt,
guys.
Chairman Hunt, would it be okay if, rather than just set it, let us contact, would you be the appropriate person to contact to put it on the
No,
agenda?
come back, it needs to be the full, we may, I don't know, we could possibly form a subcommittee of 2 members that could possibly meet with y'all. But right now, I would rather have your first full presentation needs to be before the membership.
That's
You're
what,
familiar with ex parte?
Yes,
We
and-
have to do everything in front of.
and I get where you're
Yeah.
coming from,
Yeah.
but I don't necessarily want to just set next month because we might not have it ready next
Yeah.
month. And
Oh,
Judge
no,
Carter and I
hey,
are
am
pretty busy
chairman.
people.
You'll get it on the agenda anytime you call and say, I'm ready,
Okay.
you'll be on the
That,
agenda.
that was my
Oh,
question.
Yeah.
That was my
yeah,
question.
okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you for having us.
yeah, that's a great idea, I like it.
Well,
Dennis, can I get your
thank
phone
you for
number?
being receptive.
I'd be
Sure, thank you.
931-235-4868, yeah, you can text it.
Yeah. Board
Okay.
contact.
Also, I would like to say on this subject, the mayor is interviewed and working towards getting a professional grant writer. I'm not too uncertain that we could not acquire some sort of a grant for the historical structures.
I've already also contacted Mayor Howard,
Mm-hmm.
and I think, she thinks they already have a grant for an irrigation system, which, might make a difference as well. So if you could use the
I don't
city's
know how
grant-
they would be involved because that's strictly Coffee County real estate. It's not.
I don't know either. I haven't seen the grant,
Yeah.
but she relayed to me that she thought they already had a grant for some beautification. I don't know.
Well, the grant writer we're looking at would be part-time. He's got 25 years' experience. He just lives right behind us here. I think it might be worth a go. We're leaving a lot of money on the table. But
Yeah.
I'll
You
be
said they
bringing-
hired one over at Franklin County, that's paid off.
One year, got $8 million, yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure if this is viable to do this year. I mean, really, October, November is really the ideal time, and we're already in September.
Well, it'd have to be implemented to coincide with all the events that we have, especially
Well,
Old Timers Day.
I would say right after Old Timers Day would probably be your sweet spot. You could
Yeah.
probably have it done by the Christmas parade.
Yeah, we
I
appreciate
mean, it
y'all
wouldn't be
being
perfect
receptive
by the
to listen
Christmas
to us.
parade, obviously,
Excuse
but
me, man, I'm gonna walk out with Judge, man.
Okey dokey.
thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Good to see y'all.
Thank you. Okay, that was item number 7 on the agenda. Now we have Maintenance Supervisor Rick Susi give us his report. Tell us what all broke and how'd you fix it?
Alright, so like Jimmy was saying, we did install the new awning at the Coffee County Senior Citizen Center, and he said it seemed like everybody's enjoying it, so that's
Rick
good.
he's a superstar.
Yeah,
at
I
the
don't
Senior
know
Citizen
about,
Center.
I don't know about that, but the election commission, we installed the new unit. It's up and running. It's tied into the new train system as far as all that goes. An update on the front sign at CCAP. We got it pressure washed and painted, and now all we lack is just getting the new sign on the top that's being built and installed by Cook Signs. Hopefully, it'll be in soon. But we do have the structure pressure wash painted and ready to go. We got a new ramp installed at the Veterans Building. The old one was rotted out and dilapidated. so
Which building?
The Veterans Building.
Veteran, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're
And
getting
then-
the trees cut up too, aren't they?
Well, that's one of the things I was going to bring up. I'm not sure. They asked me to look at it, but it's way more than I can handle. It's like 9 or 10 really large trees that are down. I didn't know if we needed to get bids for that, or
This
if we
is
this
storm
is
damage, storm?
at the Veterans Building, yes. And I have some pictures. I only have one set of pictures, but I mean, guys can look at them, and I think it's about 8 or 9 very large trees that are down around the property. None of them are like around their building, directly around the building, but it's all around the property. So,
Lot of trees hit the ground here lately.
Yeah, firewood's not
Yeah.
too rare right now.
and then an update on the health department, Tullahoma Health Department, the landscaping, or we're trying to get the temporary parking thing. We're just waiting on another bid for the trees, but right now it's looking like around 12 grand to clear out all that area and get it ready just to put like a retaining wall or in gravel. But there's a lot of trees that got to come out, and a lot of bushes.
And that'll buy us how many spots?
It's hard to say once we get it all cleared out. We're hoping to get we need at least like 14. We believe we can get them to go around the building in a diagonal area and pull out.
Which would give us a total of how many?
Well, there's only,
Close to 30?
I think there's gonna be like 4 or 5 up front, but she's wanting she's gonna redirect all the patients in through the back door. So all the patients will be parking in the back. So we got to she claims that she has like 15 that she needs just for her workers.
See, I'd heard a little higher.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna have, we're probably gonna we're hoping to add around 15.
Okay.
And it'll give us hopefully like around 30. It just depends on how far we can build out where that bluff is on that one side, so. But we'll have a better idea once we get it all cleared out, but other than that, that's all I got.
Okay, now, are they requesting to get those trees cleaned up and removed?
Yes.
Most of it's just heavy brush.
No, he's talking about the Veterans Building.
The VFW, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
From the
I'm sorry,
pictures,
okay.
yeah.
The VFW. So, and that is, all those trees are on county property.
Correct.
Okay. I would say we probably need to get a couple bids from
Okay.
these tree guys. There's a lot of them around now. It's a
Mhm.
big business now. It's tree services.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I'll work on
I
getting.
might go there in my trailer and just fill it up. I mean, take the campsite, they're not gonna care about that, but I wouldn't even get half of one of them out of there.
Yeah.
But I'll work on getting some quotes about
Okay.
what it would cost to have them cut up and removed.
Yeah, that'd be good. Bring that back to us next time.
Mm-hmm.
Rick, where are we on the outside, on the island outside? Are we finished with that, or?
Well, we're waiting for the weather to cool down a little bit, and the Master Gardening Club is going to come in, and they're gonna
Do some
do their
planning?
I think they actually they might have presented some
I don't know for
drawings.
sure- I don't know for sure, yeah, they do. I don't know for sure tomorrow, cause I'm interviewing on the mayor's message at 9:30, so I'll ask them.
I don't know if y'all have noticed or not, but inside those islands, I mean, that's field dirt in there. I mean, I guess they know that, right? It looks like it's not fertile at all,
Yeah.
so.
They may mix some potting soil with it, or manure, I don't know, or, I don't know.
Miracle Grow.
Or maybe they've got plants that are working that stuff too.
Yes, it's pretty rough.
Yeah, because my understanding, they don't want to put any grass in there, right? It's going to be all flowers.
It's all flowers and mulch, yeah.
Okay, anybody got anything else? Any questions for Rick? All right,
Great job, Rick, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
yeah,
Honestly.
the Capital Outlay Committee of Coffee County, Tennessee meets the first Thursday of each month. So it is always posted on the calendar, so that's when our next meeting is, and I don't have a calendar in front of me, so I can't give you the date, but it'll be the very first Thursday of November. Commissioner Hollingsworth is
He's gonna beat me,
checking
man.
right now.
Beat me,
November
man.
November 2, 2023.
You mean October, too.
I'm sorry. I'm a month ahead. October 2nd. 2023.
The fifth?
It's October. You said November, so it's November.
That's what I was reading. All right, so let's clarify. October 5, 2023, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Wait a minute, we might have a more public comment. Roger Steele.
Just one comment, I just need to get your permission to use the courthouse like I do every year.
Okay, are you talking about for Old Timers Day?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Roger Steele with Manchester's Old Timers Day is requesting the use of the courthouse facilities, the yard, and I'll entertain a motion for that approval.
I'll make a motion that he get to use it for Old Timers Day.
I'll second it.
Mr. Hollingsworth moved to approve the use of the courthouse on the square for Old Timers Day, seconded by Commissioner Reed. Those in favor by aye. Aye. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Steele.
Bringing that back alive, man.
Thank you so much.
We've had some good crowds.
Oh, yeah, last year was the best one ever. It was so good. The weather was about 68. Thank you, thank you.